So this weekend I was watching Next in Fashion on Netflix. It's a competitive fashion show, and something happened that horrified me. In the first episode, everyone's in teams and you're making your outfit in teams, and there's just one team where one team member made decisions about what the fashion would be, and the other team member knew that he was making the wrong decisions. She had more experience with actual sewing, and so she knew that he was picking the wrong fabric, and she said, I don't think we should use this fabric. And he's like, oh no, this is my vision. This is gonna be amazing. You have to use this fabric. And he didn't know that much about sewing, so he didn't know that she was right, it's the wrong fabric. And so right at the end, the judges asked each of them, so what would it mean for you to win? Because the prize in the show is a $250,000 prize to help you start your own fashion company. And so when they asked the woman this question, she had tears in her eyes, and she talked about how she's working 3 jobs. She's a single mom. This would change everything. She felt this was the only opportunity she had to really have her own fashion company, and that was her dream. They didn't ask him the exact same question. They asked him what would happen if you went home today. And he said, today's just another day. He said, I'm so awesome. I will find my way to being successful. It doesn't matter if I win this contest. Just like stupid cocky, right? Because he was wrong. That fabric was the wrong choice. It destroyed their garment, and they lost that week. So they were sent home. They were the first ones sent home. And I really thought about that woman and how she didn't speak up for herself. She knew it was the wrong thing to do, and she did it anyway. And what happened? Her dream got destroyed. Hopefully there's going to be another opportunity for her somewhere. But that story really illustrates how self-doubt can trip us up at those pivotal moments. Like your self-doubt patterns are largely unconscious. You don't see them because you live inside them. You're not aware of all the ways where you're holding back and not even seeing opportunities and possibilities that exist around you. Right? It's just in these moments like this where it's time to make a big move towards your dream. If you can't do it, if you kind of freeze up, that's when you notice, oh shit, I have a real self-doubt problem. And in those moments, it's too hard. Like, you could see her in the show. She knew it was the wrong thing. She said something once, he pushed it, and you can see by her, the look on her face, she wanted to speak up, but she couldn't. So it just really drives home for me the importance of doing the work, all of the stuff that I teach with Dreambook, that we need to be doing this work consistently, so that when we're in a place where there's an opportunity, where we're in a place where we need to step up, speak up for ourselves, and speak up for our dreams, that we're able to do it. You know, it's like going to the gym. So I'm lifting weights again. I've kind of done it a little bit on and off. When I'm lifting weights, it's so easy to go to the grocery store. I don't need to get the big cart. I use the small hand basket. It's so easy to carry everything in my hand basket because I'm strong. I'm stronger than I am when I'm not going to the gym and lifting weights. So it's like, because I choose 3 times a week to go and lift weights, I'm stronger all the time. And so if I'm ever in a situation where I need as much strength as possible, I've got it. Because when those situations come, you don't have time to prepare the moment. You have to be prepared. And it's the same with self-doubt. If you are really doing the work, this is why, the way that I teach how to make your dream real is Creative Dream Alchemy, working with all 3 paths of the dream work, the inner work, and the outer work. So if you are consistently working with the dream work, and that's connecting with the part of you who has your dream, connecting with your gifts, connecting with your most powerful and creative and joyful and alive self. And then if you're doing the inner work, whatever healing work that you need to do that would stop you from connecting with that creative, powerful, joyful, amazing self and actually being that self in your day-to-day life. If you're doing that inner work consistently over time, then the outer work becomes so much easier. It's like me at the grocery store with my super strong arms, right? You're never gonna just magically suddenly not doubt yourself. You're not gonna just magically be able to speak up for yourself in those pivotal moments. You have to be showing up and doing the work consistently to be able to change how you respond. That story really stood out for me while I was watching Next in Fashion, because self-doubt is a thing that I have struggled with a lot. And even though I don't have anywhere near as much self-doubt as I used to, it still creeps in. And it's like, because I've always had it, it's so hard for me to see, okay, so where am I making my dreams smaller because I'm doubting myself? And where am I allowing my dreams to grow into the fullness of like what they really are, and allowing me to grow into the fullness of who I really am? And it's very hard to understand that if you're not doing this work consistently. So my pledge for this year is to really look at the self-doubt part. I've got a page for it in my dream book. So the way that dream book is structured is that we create and hold space for the things that we need to work on. It's a journaling system that brings structure into your journal so that you don't lose the threads, because it's pretty easy when you're journaling about self-doubt to have some real realizations about what's going on. And it's also easy to turn the page, keep journaling, and never look back on what you discovered, and never do anything with it, and never act differently, and then never have anything change. So this is a journaling system that gives more structure for holding space for that process of change over time. So that's what I'm hoping for this year, as I dig in a little deeper and looking at where am I at with self-doubt now? How can I free myself of these last parts of self-doubt that seem to be kind of holding on somewhere? How can I understand more about where they are impacting my decision making and how I'm showing up for my dreams? And how can I show up a little more joyfully and powerfully and creatively for what it is that I want to be creating in my life? So I'm excited about that. Nobody likes sitting with their self-doubt. Nobody likes exploring this stuff. It's uncomfortable. It's hard. It's terrible when you're in the moment with it. But if you don't do it, you end up like this woman, unable to stand up for herself and losing a huge opportunity because she couldn't speak up. And that's not what we want for ourselves.